Mic check, check, check. Justin Hunt, it's all happening.
Yo.
Special guest of the day, representing Los Angeles.
Sir.
Two fire brothers on the microphone. Guapo, Ricky Blanco, better known as Coyote. 9-second applause.
What
the fuck is up, man?
What's going on, man? Happy to be here.
Good, man.
You got the third Yodi over there in the back.
Word of third Yodi. Yo, fellas, thank you guys for coming through, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for having us, bro, man. Happy to be here, man. Long time coming.
Long time coming indeed, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like your journey has been sort of long time coming.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, this is
Say
what,
the least.
This is 2024, and if I'm not mistaken, you guys really started pushing in 2018, 2019. You're going on tour internationally, all kinds of different things.
Yeah, end of 2019, we created Coyote, and it's that was already like to us a Hail Mary at the fourth quarter. Like we were already on the verge of saying fuck this shit, and then we had a friend named Marcus Black. He planted a few seeds. He said, man, you guys are fucking dope as hell. You just lack branding and direction. He said, if you guys rebrand, I think you're onto something. And that planted the right seed that we needed to move over the hump of like calling it quits, you know?
Marcus Black, the artist?
Yeah, you know Marcus Black?
I mean, I know his music. Yeah, we used to cover him at Hip Hop DX. I used to run Hip Hop DX.
Yeah, that Marcus Black.
Yeah, he's crazy on the microphone.
Yeah, he's fire. He's got a dope pen, too.
Yeah.
But like he said, 2018 was like the last goal to create this new thing, because we've been rapping since fucking as long as I can remember, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But just kind of like, we had different groups. We had other names. We went by Divine Bloodline at one point. And
say that one more time.
Divine Bloodline.
Divine Bloodline.
So it was like some super lyrical, miracle, underground hip hop shit.
Yeah.
So we decided to simplify the brand a little bit. And yeah, that's when we came up with the Yodis, and it's been kind of just on an incline ever since then.
Yeah. At first, you know, when we started rapping is when we discovered underground hip hop. And I think when we first started, we were like, well, not when we first, like shortly after. At first, we were on some super.
And we still
fly
keep
shit.
that in our repertoire, you know what I mean? Like the underground stuff that we got influenced by.
Sit down, boy.
Oh.
Come here, dude. Come here.
The third Yodi's on the loose.
They're right.
There, let me put something on YouTube. Come here. You want to watch something? Come here.
Look at this, man.
I'm putting the volume down.
Yodi, all about the family.
Yeah, man. This is as real as it gets, man.
Right here.
Above anything, we're dads first, you know. And to me, like, going back to what we were saying, like when we're on the verge of quitting, a part of me just wanted to be regular, you know. I wanted to start a family and just take that route and like just give this up.
Yeah.
And right when it started taking off,
Too late, goddammit. God said, you know what?
This motherfucker was planted.
You asked for this.
Yeah. And I made a joke with my wife. I was like, now in my absence, you're gonna have a replacement. A little mini me running around. I'm gonna put it on. Come here. Here, so let's get.
Boy, sit your ass down.
Oh man, it's usually his nap time right now. Hold it.
We good.
Yeah.
He's sterilized.
He's like, I'm not okay.
The brainwashing tool. I actually just wrote a verse about that clutch over there, the phone,
Right.
earlier this morning. I'm gonna do a whole little freestyle about it, but shedding light on like not only children but us, how adults were really like hooked on that shit, man. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation.
So how long were you guys, you described Coyote as the Hail Mary. How long were you guys pushing?
Fuck. Let me do the math
Like
accurately.
2012, probably, like actually trying to like become somebody in the hip hop world and taking the craft serious and studying it. And yeah, man, just trying to be them guys for that long. And back then, if you ask me, we were fucking trash now looking back, you know what I mean? But we always had that confidence, like, nah, our shit's fucking fire. And I think that just carried on, and luckily it just led to what it is now. But when I hear those records from back in the days, man, I get fucking embarrassed, to be
I
honest.
think it was even further than that, though.
Is it?
Like, I think we used to, when we were in high school, we threw like a couple backyard shows and shit. Like, It's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
man.
it's been a long
Tyler
time.
the Creator went to our first ever. Like, we just started probably rapping for 2 days, and we're like, fuck it, let's throw a show at a house party.
Yeah.
And we've had my uncles put a fucking stage in there in the backyard in Hawthorne, and Tyler the Creator ended up pulling up. That was before he was Tyler the Creator, but I mean, he was already that, but he wasn't, you know.
That was like MySpace days. Fucking
Wow. City.
That's
had
crazy.
that Secret Garden shit out, and I remember we had a cipher, and he had everybody dying because he was making everybody laugh with the shit he was saying. But yeah, we go far as back as that, man. Shit,
And then the cops came, raided it, and I remember this memory haunted me for a long time because after the cipher, you know, it was my first interaction with Tyler. I think my brother already had a few at school with him. And then I was like, damn, bro, like, you're funny as fuck. I was like, we should keep going. Like, let's go to the garage or something and keep rapping. He's like, let's do it. And then a car full of bitches pulls up and they're like, hey, big, da-da-da. And I was like, bro, I'll see you when I see you. And then I never saw him again.
Never
and then,
saw him
like,
again.
a year later, he's started
taking off
to the races, man.
That'd be crazy. I mean, your visuals are so conceptual. So how?
Yeah.
But like coming from the same city as homie too, it was kind of like, damn, he inspiring, and he made it like, damn, you could really do it. Like coming from our city, you know what I mean? And I kind of always carried that, like, man, we could do this shit too, you know what I mean? And
He was the first person that made it like it was in hands reach, and we saw it happen from nothing
firsthand.
to, you know. And there's something in the water in Hawthorne, I think, because it's him. You see his creativeness, us, and there's a guy named Kuko who's pretty underrated, I think. But creatively, he's like, we're all so different, but we're creatively, like, I think it makes sense, and we're all from Hawthorne, so I don't know.
Right.
I think there's something there.
I mean, you guys are the total package in terms of your brand. It's not just music. You know, the visuals are crazy, super highly well produced. I feel like you guys are graphic artists, or are you designer, like sculptors? Like, there's more stuff going on.
We're definitely visual artists, you know what I mean? Like, we like to package it all together and shit, as far as like our shows, our fucking, like our art. When it comes to like our projects and stuff, we still very much take that side of it very serious, where it feels like nowadays a lot of people just kind of like do whatever for like visual stuff, like as far as like their fucking projects go. But like we still like to fucking take that side of it very serious, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, it sounds good, but when you see it, it's better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even like our live
It brings it
show,
to life.
And so we try to like, we take every element of the sport very serious, the live element, the music video element. The only negative about the music video element is that it's very expensive to do it how we like to do it. For sure. So we can't always do it like that because we are independent and we fund everything. So probably the remainder of the year, we're probably just gonna do some like pull up and shoot type shit, then kick it back off top of the year with the creative videos again. But so I think how many fucking videos we do this year on that level? Like 10?
I would say about 10.
Yeah.
Each one running like 10 bands. So you do the fucking math, you're like, fuck.
Crazy. Yes.
And it's all coming out of pocket. But in the end, we like to think that, you know, the money's gonna come as long as we put our best foot forward and display our art the way we fucking like it. And once we put it out, we're like, fuck it, it's done.
Yeah. Right.
Is it ever done? I don't fucking know, bro. But like once we put it out, we're like, all right, we're content with this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about whatever it costs, man. Like the money will come after that. And it has been. It's coming back slowly, but it's coming. You know what I mean?
Word up.
Yeah. We're like conceptual, so you see the album cover, and then you see us how we're performing for this whole. We'll probably perform like that for like this year. Not all our shows, but just to add like, it's like a conceptual piece, like, and we live the concept. So when you see us, it's gonna tie into the album. It's gonna tie into that timepiece, you know, and you could trace it back, like, when they were wearing the neon suits, that was for this album, and then whatever the next album is going to be a whole different concept. We don't know what it's going to be, but I think that's what's missing right now in the music industry, like on the grand scheme of things. There's only a few artists doing that still, so
amongst our peers, I feel like it's nobody, really.
Nobody.
So
one
maybe. Hence L.Aliens feeling alienated from everybody around you, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man, like I feel like ain't nobody really doing it like us that's at our level of success.
Yeah.
Right.
Shit, cool. All right.
You guys, so 2019, you come up with Coyote as your Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And then you guys signed to Wack100.
Right.
Is right. So what was the time period where you created Coyote, and how much time after?
3 months, maybe.
Wow.
Probably like within 3 months. We didn't have nothing out either. So the fact that we didn't have nothing out, I guess Wack grew a liking to that because he saw no numbers as opposed to all the other labels that were interested as well. But once they said, bring the numbers up, like what have they done? We had nothing out.
It was just a concept.
Yeah, it was a concept. Like, this is what we're going to do. We have these songs, these videos, this rollout. But I guess they didn't like that. Wack, on the contrary, liked the fact that we didn't put nothing out, and he wanted to build it from the ground up. But, 2020 happened and then kind of put a halt to everything. And for us, I like to think that 2020 happening was a good thing because kind of put the battery in our back to start beating up social media and stuff. And then I feel like the product we had back then wasn't ready also as far as how it is now. So, yeah.
It happened how it was supposed to at the time. It seemed like, it almost seemed like God showed us what was possible because we did 2 back-to-back tours with Blueface and Game all over the world. 5,000 plus people every show for fucking 2 months straight, right?
It's crazy.
Our first big check off of music, and guys like, yeah, this is what could happen. And whoop, and then they took it away, and then we're like, what the fuck? So it seemed terrible, but then that's when our brains started rolling, and to prove them wrong, we started attacking the internet, and that was the best thing we could have ever done. And then it just kept snowballing to where we're at now, and it's still continuing to snowball. So we just haven't stopped since then.
And so you guys ended up separating from Wack. Did you guys buy yourselves out of your contract?
Yes, sir.
Yep, correct.
We asked him what's the price, because he pretty much just had us on the bench, and he never stopped what we were doing, so that was cool. Like, we were dropping on DSPs and everything, and he never stopped it. But once it started rolling, we started getting the calls, and then subliminally he's like, man, what's up? Like, pretty much telling us, like, either you give me the music or you guys got to give me some bread, because he put money in our pocket. So we kind of just told him, what's the number, bro? And then he told us the number, gave it to him, and boom, it was pretty easy, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we would have done it earlier.
Yeah.
He probably would have let us go way earlier, but it happened how it was supposed to happen, man. So there's no bad blood there, you know?
I mean, it's good to get that learning experience in the music industry.
Yeah,
anyway.
for sure. That's what it was. It was like our first taste. And looking back, too, at that time, like, we swore we were about to be on. Like, this is it. It's finally fucking happening. We had these big-ass bust-down chains and shit. Or like, man, I made it. But then, like he said, God just showed it to us, and then he kind of just pulled it from under us. It was like, nah.
Yeah.
And that fucking helped us, to be honest. Like, just to get experience and just to show us, like, nah, y'all ain't done enough yet. Like, go harder.
Right. We saw that even if, like, we didn't get the proper push, but we saw them bet the house on people. And we realized, like, even the industry don't know what they're doing, because we were trying to play the industry. We were in big rooms. We were in Atlantic. We were in all these rooms with people with real budgets putting money behind these artists, and no one knew what they were doing. So, like, something happened along those lines where we were, like, deciding if we even want to go to a major and we're like, man, fuck playing the industry. Like, we have to get the people. Then the industry comes to you, so that switched. Like, we started noticing, like, the publications, the blogs, the whatever, the labels, no one was gonna give it to us. So we had to just go after the regular person, the fans. Like, so we started really focusing on them. And if the publications picked it up or if whoever, then fuck it. But we stopped, like, trying to play the game and just started doing what we want to do. Like, I'm not playing the game. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right.
If it works, cool. If it don't, fuck it. I fell on my own merit.
You can't fool the people, man. That's what it is. And I guess there is industry plans and shit, but that's what worked for them. And for us, we knew that wasn't gonna be our route and our road. So, like he said, we just tapped into doing what the fuck we wanted to do. And if they like it, cool. If they don't, fuck it. At least we're dying on our shield and our own sword. And that feels a lot better than fucking putting some shit out that the industry or whoever around your circle's telling you, this is the type of record you gotta make to get on type shit, and they don't work, then that feels 10 times worse than you putting something that you truly believe in fuck it, it got 50,000 plays in fucking 2 weeks. I'm cool with that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm building something here. I'm grabbing people that really fuck with my shit and building that shit brick by brick.
And every so often we have like our journey right now is like this, but it keeps going up. Like not everything we do hits, but we hit. So it's like, so I don't focus on the lows. I just keep shooting, and I know we're gonna hit eventually. You know?
That's how it is, though. I mean, it's like the stock market. It's like interest.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, the stuff that the work you put in previously ends up being what ultimately pays the biggest dividends.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly, man. So, you know, spend, I think, from 2020 to 2022, 2023, listening to what the industry thought we should make. And everything we wanted to make, they were telling us it's never gonna work. No one wants to hear that. That's like blah, blah, blah. And then when we started doing that is when it started showing like, actually, maybe people do want to hear this.
And then also it was like what we had been doing, getting us to that room in the first place. You know what I mean? Like the reason those people heard about us was because this is what we're good at. This is what we do. You know what I mean? And then that's when it led to like, man, fuck, but how did we get here in the first place? Doing what the fuck we wanted to do. So let's get back to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. You know, I think you guys doing what you want to do has been bringing in some hefty cosigns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you have Shaquille O'Neal on this project.
Homie.
Wild.
How'd you guys meet?
Instagram. Instagram put up a freestyle randomly, not even thinking of it. I don't even think that song ever came out. I was just in front of I was parked somewhere. I forgot where I was at, but I was in my car and I was playing the song that we had recorded the night before, and I was just kind of rapping my part. Posted it, didn't think nothing of it. Somehow came across Shaq's eyes and fucking shot us a follow. He shot us a DM, like, y'all hard as fuck, keep going. And then that was like 2 years prior to the whole Shaq song actually coming about.
Yeah.
But, you know, we just tastefully just watered that relationship. And yeah, that's how that fucking came about. And it's kind of crazy, like, just being cool with Shaq, bro. It's kind of like surreal. Like two Mexican kids from Los Angeles, like Shaq and Kobe was like, that was like what we grew up watching and shit.
Right.
So
He's so cool. Like,
cool.
we know we did that fake. I don't know if you saw the fake promo for the show where we beat up the podcast guy.
I saw that.
So to me, it was obviously fake, but some people,
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. But anyway, Shaq called us.
Some people thought that was real. Is that what you're about to say?
You know how the internet works, man. Like negativity spreads a lot faster than positivity.
Yeah,
so
very
we're
true.
like, all right, how can we get people talking? Let's fucking stage some fake shit, and then at the end we fucking promote the show. You know what I mean?
Like some wrestling shit. Some
Exactly. We
WWE
clearly
shit.
thought it was fake, but you know, some people think it's real.
Yeah.
So, and we don't even address the people that are like, is this real? Is this fake? We just leave it up to them to believe. You know what I mean?
That was the whole idea. Like, let's make it look real enough so people question if it's real. But if you know anything about us, you know it's fucking fake. Because we're wrestling fans. We have a guy carrying belts around.
I thought you were gonna bring him through today. I had I have a whole bar stool right there ready for
Man,
him.
he should have came.
Just had a fucking long day picking this fool up. I couldn't
Nah, it's
squeeze
okay.
it in. But anyways, Shaq called me, FaceTimed us. He's like, yo, please tell me that shit was fake, because if it wasn't, I'm about to check whoever that was. Like, he hit us, Be Real hit us. So it's cool, man, just being friends with people that we literally grew up admiring and looking up to. To just be like, we can literally just call them or text them ideas and shit. Be Real too, man. Like, that's one of the people we studied when we started making hip hop, because they laid the blueprint for people that look like us, you know, Cypress Hill and Big Pun. Yeah. So for now to be sit down, man, to be a collaborator and a friend, it's kind of wild, man. It's super cool.
Yeah.
And all because of the internet, man.
Right.
The internet.
The internet, exactly. And you know, this shit gets tiring at times doing this shit. We're always like, man, fuck this. I don't even want to do it anymore. But when you get people that you used to admire telling you your shit's fucking hard, it also, like, you know, it helps you keep going.
Yeah. How'd you guys meet? Be Real, same way?
What was it?
Well, yeah, I think he heard of us a few times, but he never really reached out. He's commented a few times, but then we did his podcast. I guess a couple of the people that helped produce it are fans of ours.
Yeah.
And I think when they interviewed OT, there was a lot of people in the live chat being like, you gotta do Yotis, you gotta do Yotis next. So we did that, and then when we were on the podcast, we just shot our shot.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got a song for you.
He's on the album too, but he also came out with you guys at Rhymefest LA.
Yeah, man. That was
fire.
That was a wild moment, man. That was a very surreal moment for sure.
Full circle moment.
Yeah.
In front of everybody, fucking had him perform Insane in the Membrane and did it with him. That's just pretty fucking cool. To me, the crowd was a little bit dead for that.
I know.
It is what it is.
Was it really? You
I felt like, man, y'all need to be going fucking crazy. Like, are you not seeing what we're seeing?
I thought,
But they were cool. They're reacting. I guess nowadays people just want to pull their fucking phone out.
I think
That's
right on time, right? Yeah, and I think that's actually the case. You know, I think people are more concerned about capturing the moment for later than they are being
Like, you
present.
don't put your
moment.
fucking phone down and start pushing people around this motherfucker. Like, but it was what it was.
I was expecting madness, chaos. Like, we're about to be real perform Insane in the Brain. Like, y'all about to go insane or what? And I think I even tried to talk to the people like, y'all want to do this? Like,
I
y'all
see
wanna
some
mosh?
kids in the crowd too, though. You know, I guess it could get a little dangerous and shit.
Yeah, that was an epic show.
Yeah, it was. I had fun, man. I had fucking fun. My only critique was that the crowd wasn't on some madness time. But sometimes, like when we go to Europe, bro, I think we got a false sense of what shows should
supposed to be like.
Because madness over there every show.
It's also post-COVID too.
Right.
It's a different world now.
Don't nobody want to
100%.
touch each other anymore.
I am not trying to feel nobody sweat.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't sweat on me.
Right.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
But
Does it feel like you guys are moving fast? Like, to me, it feels like you guys are.
Not fast enough. God damn it.
Man, I'm glad to hear you say that because sometimes, like he said, man, it's like a roller coaster. Both emotionally and like mentally, it's draining. And again, trying to fit in this, you know what I'm saying? Being a dad, having full-on families, running a business, keeping the fucking lights on. It's just like a full-time fucking job. And so some days I'm like, man, fuck this shit. At least once a month, I say, fuck this shit. I'm done with it.
So on my channel, we did the contest for your show at the Regent.
Yeah.
We also did a reaction to Pocho.
Yeah.
Right.
I love Pocho.
Thank you,
I
man.
love
Thank
that
you,
joint.
bro.
Big shout out to my friend Lillian. She lives in Douglas, Arizona. And so she's like right on the border. She's Mexican, right on the border between Mexicans. So she translated the song for me.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know what Pocho was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it comes in so hard. What do you
quiet.
say? Americana Loco, whenever I'm in trouble, call the homies, not the popo. It just comes in so hard. The rhyme scheme is crazy.
We try to do it in a way that you understand what we're saying, even though you don't speak Spanish,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like
Well, I'm
it's
kind of saying what I'm saying in Spanish in English first.
Okay.
And then I hit him with the Spanish. So it's like you could kind of get what I'm saying, but not get what I'm saying at the same time if you don't know Spanish. So the Spanish speakers, though, they're fucking a little harsh on us. They're always like, no sabo kids and shit. But it goes to why we made that song. You know what I mean? It's always like not too Mexican enough. And that's what inspired the song. So
pretty much doing
I'm proud to be a no sabo.
Exactly what the song says. A lot of people were commenting. It's like, we fucking made this song because of your stupid ass. Like, do you like the irony? Like,
I mean, Mario Lopez sets that song up.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the beginning, which is another crazy high profile cosign you guys have.
Yeah, very wild.
Excuse me. So, but
one of the very first of our kind to be in
the American code.
American
He
media,
cracked the American
culture.
code.
that's a very interesting point. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I thought he was Mexican when I was watching.
I didn't think we thought he was Mexican either back then. We thought he was Filipino or something.
Right.
But yeah, he was one of the first, man, and still like Mexican Americans, we don't have many that have cracked the American code. We feel like I think it almost feels like right now is the moment for like the Mexican American to capitalize. If we do what we're supposed to, like we could have like a moment where we stamp our flag in this country. Like, nah, we're here. We're not just the help. Like we're actually players in this thing. And we could compete at any level in anything, whether it's business, music, movies, whatever. Like writing, comedy. There's a big comedy boom with the Latinos right now too, along with hip hop. But it's almost a race to the top of who's gonna be like the one to like really be like that level like of artistry like Kendrick and those guys. It's a matter of time. It's just who is it gonna be?
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool to see.
Did you guys? So have you felt like a Pocho your whole lives? Is that?
I have.
Yeah, it's the saying that we have. We say ni de aquí ni de allá, which means like we're not from here and we're not from there. So it's like where do we land? Where do we fit in this? We're not American enough. We're not Mexican enough. So yeah, definitely felt like that.
Especially when we moved to Mexico, then we saw like, oh shit, like over there we might as well be white, you know, like but you know, we grew up in Lenox first, so over there's none but Mexican Americans, so you don't really know because everybody's the same as you. Then we moved to Mexico, then it's like, nah, you're treated different. Then we moved back, then we started going, well, that's when we moved to Hawthorne. Then I went to Dana, which it was a lot of white kids there. So in there, I was made to seem like an outsider too. So I went from my kind, Mexican-American kids, then to Mexico where they're like, nah, you're not us. Then with white kids where they're like, nah, you're not us either. So then I was like, and that's when, luckily, hip-hop was very prevalent at the time. So I started gravitating towards this thing. I was like, well, I feel more like this, so I'm going to just get over here, you know. Started, you know, playing ball, started really, like, embodying hip-hop culture and skater culture a little bit. And that's when we just kind of fell in love with it without really thinking I was ever going to do it. I just really loved the music. I loved the vibe. I loved everything about hip-hop culture. And I found some sense of connection there.
Right.
But even then, like, I never thought we could be rappers. Like, even when I first started, I felt a little weird doing it personally.
What made you feel weird?
Because he sucked.
It's because I didn't see too many people like me doing it.
We didn't see, like, there was no representation of somebody that looked like us doing it. So it's like, how could we do this? Like, no one's done it before. But then you find the Cypress Hills and the big puns when you're like, oh, shit, we could do this shit.
They were before our time, so we had to find them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when we were growing up, Eminem was coming out, so that actually was my first thought, like, oh, there's a white kid doing this. Maybe I could do it, you know? Yeah. That was my first taste of maybe I could do it. And then doing research, I'm like, oh, Cypress Hill, they're like us. Big Pun, what the fuck? Big Pun's one of the coldest ever.
Yeah, shout out to my sister's ex-boyfriend or husband, actually. He put us on to like Wu-Tang and like all the real hip-hop shit from the 90s and shit.
Yeah.
And we gravitated to it, man. We really fucked with it. And it helped father our style right now.
What did they call you guys in Mexico?
Pochos.
Pochos.
That word comes from over there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's derogatory towards like
it's like you're Mexican, but you're Americanized.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Pocho, you're not, like it's like less than, like you're not you're
not one of us. You're American.
Yeah. What part of Mexico were you in?
Sinaloa and Guadalajara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We lived in Mazatlan.
Yep.
It was cool though. I from what I remember, I liked it when I thought we were visiting. Then when I was like, what the fuck, we're living here?
We're staying here.
Then I was like, nah, hell no.
Yeah, we missed all our cousins back home and shit. And then some shit went down where we were going to get kidnapped and they had to fly us out of here.
So. Had to ship us back.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that you did,
crazy out there.
Just one thing you just mentioned about, you know, your, I guess, sister's ex-husband introducing you to the
white guy.
Yeah. I mean, probably it makes sense. The golden era hip hop stuff, because it really is infused in your music now. It's all there's all kinds of different influences that bleed through L.Aliens, and I think it's dope that you guys are embracing that as opposed to shunning that, because there has been, the industry's been not really promoting hip-hop, quintessential hip hop in a long time.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a thirst for it though.
There's a thirst for it, like substance, you know what I mean? Like, what's the message here? Like, everybody's tired of the fucking baller that's bragging about being better than you and shit and on records. Like, let's hear somebody that's relatable.
Right.
You know, like, what's the message? And
even though we do have the bragging records.
Yeah, we definitely got that. We have layers is what I'm saying. We're trying to find layers. If we can capture an emotion on a record, we're gonna put that out. We're not just gonna stick to one fucking move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have layers, and I think there's a definitely a thirst for more substance nowadays.
And relatability, you know, like you see a lot of guys that are blowing up now, not just in hip hop, but in the country space, and Like it's people that look like just the regular guy, you know, they're singing about stuff that people are actually going through because a lot of people are fucked up right now. Like, and the escapism music was cool, like hearing everybody talking about how much jewelry they got, how many cars they got, but like most people, everyday life isn't that. So it's like, how can you connect beyond that? It is cool to have that because everybody wants to, you know, like have an alter ego or feel like that every so often, but that can't be your end all be all.
Right.
I think
that can't be default.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem, I think, with the state of like media and a lot of music today is that there's always been a yin and a yang. There is the bullshit that's always been in hip hop. It always will be, or just culture in general, pop culture. But there's always been a balance, and I think right now is the balance is like is all darkness. There's very little like light creeping through, you know. So I think sometimes like me, I know what we take it to ourselves to be like, well, we got to sprinkle it in. Like we could have a song about drinking and driving, but on the flip side, we could make a song about our fucking mom or our kids, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes what works for us is that other shit. Oh yeah, relax, boy. You know, a song like my son could hear like when I die or something, like, ah, shit, you know, my dad like saying some real shit beyond like some brain poison, which I do have some of that too.
It's all about a balance. Yeah, it's all about a balance,
man. There's no good without evil. There's no evil without good. That's all about layers, man.
I mean, I think you guys capture that really well on Devil's Contract, and then right after that is God's
Letter to God.
Letter to God. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great dichotomy captured into a 2-track run.
Right. Exactly, bro. And that even like the Devil's Contract joint, like it's pretty much calling ourselves on our own bullshit, like telling ourselves, oh, it's only entertainment, telling ourselves like, bruh, like when deep down inside, you know, like it has an effect on people, whether we want to admit it or not. So we dabble in the darkness, and the only way you could fucking change it completely is to identify that you do it. Some people are blind, like, nah, it's just entertainment, nah, like, it's like, nah, bro, like you gotta look yourself in the mirror sometimes and be like, we have to say some questionable stuff that, that, you know, it's probably not the best influence, but again, we have enough balance in it to where I think people could see the what's entertainment and what's real life.
Yeah.
You know? Cause this is my real life right here. I'm a dad, you know what I'm saying? Like I make music, I'm creative, and I do like to party and participate in some fuck shit, but overall it's like I find solace here, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Same.
It's entertainment at the end of the day, but we can't deny the influence of entertainment. I don't know how many times I done, you know, listen to some 50 Cent when I'm about to go fight somebody or something.
Right.
It gets you in the right mood. Like, man.
Up,
Mini man. I'll be straight up, man. East 99, Bone Thugs and Harmony. That came out when I was a kid or whatever.
That's a record right there.
Yo, man, I wanted to smoke weed so bad.
Yeah.
At that point in time, I never smoked, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that weed, chronic, marijuana, hydro were all the same thing.
All the same.
I thought they were doing all the drugs. I didn't know it was the same name for the drugs.
Yeah.
And I was very excited to smoke weed, and it lived up to its reputation. Bone Thugs did not lie to me.
Do you still smoke?
I don't now. It's interesting. I mean, I will smoke now. It's different than before, but it's weird now. Like now, I find myself having paranoid.
Strong.
It's not weed no more. I don't think. I get paranoid when I smoke now.
Me too. Right. For me, we had this conversation the other day. It's like
it's got to be indica for me. If I do like the hybrids, the sativas, my heart starts pounding, and I'm like, man, I gotta go fucking run a marathon right now.
Right.
Like, but indica is the only way for me to fuck with weed nowadays.
Right.
Yeah, we had this conversation. Now it's like the roll of the dice, because I still like to smoke weed, but it's a 50-50 chance if I'm going to get the paranoid, think about everything wrong in my life high or the good high.
Right.
It's like the weed makes me feel the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I'm like, damn, I really think I can do this? I'm tripping, man. I should have got a regular fucking job. And
that's how I feel about it, man. So it's not, for me, it's not worth it. Like at this point in my life, you know, I'm very intentional, very specific about all the goals that I have, all the things that I want to offer to the world, all the things that I know that I've done to my own personal detriment at different points in time. So it's like, you know, maybe if it's around, there's this one particular Oh my God, he's gonna get so mad at me. I don't know. I guess it's a weed pen. I have a friend named Garrett who's in the weed space, and he's got this crazy pen. It's cherry something. It's the only thing I can smoke that doesn't make me feel like that.
Okay.
But I'm not even really in the market of discovering new weeds.
Fuck, man, it's the worst. I like the lowest grade, but sometimes even like, let's say I'm in a little slump or I need inspiration. Like, I think I need to smoke to feel all those thoughts he was saying, all the negative thoughts, because how my brain works is like, now I have to do something to counter it. I get so consumed by the negative thoughts that my instinct is to do everything in my power to make these negative thoughts not be real, like not come to fruition.
It translates into art too, because you're going through all these thoughts and then you just kind of get them out. And
my wheels start turning because I'm like, everything he said, this shit's stupid. I want to quit. It's fucking ridiculous. What am I doing? You know what I'm saying? But then my wheels are turning like, nah, I gotta combat this. Or I sometimes feel like working out because I feel like it's unhealthy. So I'm like, all right, now I gotta balance the negative with the positive and go fucking do some pull-ups or something, you know?
How often do you guys feel self-doubt at this point in time? I can understand, I mean, it sounded like earlier, Coyote was a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
But I feel like that battle is something intrinsic to everybody in one way.
Every day,
yeah. I mean, we're humans, so we go through the emotions of the ups and the downs, and like going back to where you were saying, do we feel it's kind of going fast? I mean, looking back, when you step back at it, yeah, kind of, but then when I'm at home just chilling and nothing's going on and I'm just with my kids, I'd be like, fuck, nothing's fucking happening. I gotta get up. I gotta fucking do something. And I gotta learn to like take a deep breath and just like enjoy that moment when I'm just chilling with my kids. You know what I mean? Because like I'm always thinking I gotta keep going. Because if I'm not doing something, it's not happening. It's not moving. You know what I mean? So I guess I gotta just learn how to just take a step back and just chill out sometimes.
See, I think with me, I think it's kind of the opposite, where I make a conscious effort to like, all right, because I think it is, the music shit is a lot of madness right now and we're fucking doing something every day with it. So I'll make a conscious effort to like, all right, today I don't want to do nothing. I'm just hang out with my son and just do nothing, go take him to the movies but even then those thoughts do creep in like, damn, I should be doing this. Right. You got this to do. You should be in the studio mixing that song that's got to drop tomorrow or whatever. But
when you start feeling that self-doubt, it makes us fucking want to keep working. You know what I mean? Like, nah, we got to fucking work because we got to make this shit fucking happen. So, yeah, I mean, like, the self-doubt happens fucking very often, but it doesn't stop us from creating and still pursuing it,
Yeah.
One of my favorite Kanye quotes was, he said, he works as hard as possible because of the self-doubt. I think he's one of the best at manifesting everything he wants. Yeah. But he said he works as hard. The self-doubt pushes him as hard as he can to work as intentionally and make the best product. And then after he does that, he stunts. And I think Kanye really stunts. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of the balance of it. You have to push past your self-doubt.
That's completely 100 right there. I relate to that a lot.
Yeah, you got to celebrate yourself too at the same time.
There's a time to stunt. I think typically, to me, the time to have fun and really like, it's usually like the live shows where I'm like, I could let loose a little and kind of enjoy, like, damn, it kind of is happening, right? But then the next day I'm back to like,
all right, what do we got to do now? What's next? It's like this never-ending void, I would say, with doing this. Like, every time we feel we did something cool and accomplished something, we fucking bask in it for like a day or two, but then it's like, all right, let's get right back to work. Like, now what? How are we gonna top this? You know what I mean? So it's like this never-ending chase, and that's where I feel the self-doubt comes from, because we're always like, what's next? What's next? We gotta do better than what we did last time, and it helps us keep going, man. So
I have a good friend of mine named Mark Batson, super producer, incredibly accomplished. He does everything from Dre to Eminem to Yo-Yo Ma to Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
He has to remind me all the time, success is completion.
Yeah.
Finishing. Right. That's half the battle. 87% of success is showing up and asking questions.
Yeah. Is it ever finished in art, though? I wonder.
I mean,
no.
That's the journey.
I don't think it is, but it comes to a point where it's like,
the project could be finished, right? That's how I felt about L.Aliens. We were working on it for so long. I was like, man, we got to finish it. Hey, be quiet. And move on. Like, because we still keep recording. We're always recording. And then you're always making stuff that you think is better than this. So you start taking songs out and replacing songs. And then, man, let's just leave this here, release it, move on to the next, you know?
Do you feel like your show at the Regent, your first headlining show, was that, I mean, is that an example of something that's completed?
I was mad at myself that day.
We were nitpicking at like what we could have did better. You know, it was a couple slip ups because the tequila started whooping my ass. But once the smoke settled and I looked back and I was like, damn, we fucking did that shit. Like we finished it, like put the project out, we presented it to everybody, and it was a fucking great turnout, man. We had cats like you pull up, fucking Head was hosting it, Elliot Wilson, and man, shout out to everybody that came out and to support us and stuff. J. Cruz.
Westside Boogie popped out, that was cool.
And we brought the whole set to the live show, you know what I mean? Like we like to, you know, package it right, like we were saying. But I think we when it came to the fucking switching the outfits, man, we were fucking
overly ambitious
with that, because I mean, I like when I did the Devil's Contract, the suit, that was easy to put on, but when it went to the God song, I had to put on that big old white robe, and I couldn't move because, like, if I was to move, I was gonna trip and fall. Mind you, people kept passing me shots and shit, and then he's looking at me like, he's pointing at me like, move, like, because I'm just standing there, and I'm like, the whole time I was just thinking, man, let me just get fucking over with this song, just get the words out, and then take this fucking shit off of me. On top of that, it was hot as fuck in there. So I had a big ass fucking blanket over my head. I'm fucking sweating like a dog under that motherfucker. But
and he didn't even change fully. We had something that went wrong, so we had to do something on the fly. Like Simba was supposed to come out and do our song we had with him plus a freestyle, but he got a flight delay or whatever. So we moved what was gonna be like some of the outfit change up to change it the first time. So then we didn't have nothing else here. So then we're like, fuck. So it was kind of like scrambling, and then we didn't want to stay in those outfits the rest of the night.
Yeah, I stayed in those red, silky devil pants with Timbs. I was supposed to take those off, but I had to just throw the blanket over myself, and then the whole time I'm thinking, like, I'm never doing this shit again. Like, get this shit off me, fuck. But it was a success all in all, man. Looking back at it, it was dope, man, for sure.
Dope Man came out.
Yeah, Dope Man came out. Shout out to Dope Man.
Elliot Wilson was there. Jeremy was there.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool, man. All in all, it was fucking great. But I think I was so stressed out the whole day that, again, I was just focusing on everything that wasn't going the way I wanted to. And typically, I'm good at once we're performing and I rap, it all goes away and I submerge myself, especially when the crowd was as responsive as they were. Because typically that's good enough to, then you start getting the high that rapping gives you. But for some reason, I couldn't get out of here that day. And I think it's because, all right, Simba ain't here. I'm thinking like, all right, what we going to do when we got to change? So I'm thinking the entire time, and I wasn't able to just like be in the moment.
A good show is like when you're on stage and you're kind of just free. You're not thinking, you know what I mean? And I guess because it was our first headlining show, we like want to put on a good performance. So we're like in our head the whole time. Eventually, I stopped giving a fuck. Once I took off that fucking robe, I was like, all right, I'm good now. Let's get to it. But
that's for me, it all started after that.
I can see why he was in his head.
But and then I saw it in his face like, damn, this fool does not want to be wearing that. So then I'm thinking of that when I'm rapping. The DJ was dropping bombs before that first song, so I didn't catch the beat on tempo. So that I was like, fuck. And then I fell at the end. So it was like three little things where I'm like, I was living in those three mistakes instead of like, damn, we just did something very cool.
Right.
So it goes back to just, I got to work on myself and like.
Yeah, so he had the fucking label guy come up and he offered us the $50K.
Right.
And then the crowd's like, fuck that. He hits him over the head with the belt or whatever. When he did that, I threw water on him, like, get the fuck out of here. He didn't know I threw water, so it never fails. This motherfucker's always gonna fall, break something, bleed on stage. Like,
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that moment. You know, so did he know that he was gonna be pulled on stage, or?
Yeah, so it actually wasn't a record label guy. Okay. Again, it goes back to what we're saying. Like, we like to add layers of entertainment to whatever our videos, our shows. So this is something we've been doing at some of our shows where we add like a wrestling segment. It was actually that guy's idea because he said he was going to go solo, and I think he's a lawyer or something, and he's like, oh, we should do a bit where you fucking hit me with a chair or something. And I was like, yo, don't tell me that because I'm gonna fucking take it there.
You to that.
You guys do a good job of leveraging different people into your art. Right?
Exactly.
Like, Shaq and Mario Lopez, they end up on your album in your video. You have this guy who's a lawyer. He ends up on the stage getting beat.
Getting hit.
Yeah, that's
so that guy used to be in hip hop, so I think he like misses it. So that's why it was like, yeah, I'm down to do it. Like he was kind of ecstatic about it. And we did it on the fly. Like we weren't sure if we weren't gonna do it, but I texted him the morning of. I was like, hey, just be ready just in case I want to bring you up. And while I was telling them like, oh, let me negotiate with him, when I was telling the crowd that, I was really telling them what I'm about to do. I was like, all right, this is what I'm about to do. You about to just give me some bullshit offer. We're going to cheers, and I'm going to get the belt, and I'm going to hit you with it. Cool? So that's what, when I told the people we're negotiating, it was really me giving them the script. Like, this is what we're about to do. It was all on the fly.
That definitely begs the question, though. Are you guys still looking for a deal, or what's your situation?
The money's right, I suppose.
Yeah, we're more so gravitating to more distro deals right now, like just one-offs and just distribution. But shit, the money's right. Fuck yeah, why not? But it's got to change my life. It's got to change my family's life, and that's the only way I'd sign some shit like that.
Yeah, most people are willing to just be like, all right, give us 20 songs, we'll give you X amount of money. When we recoup, we still own it. But like, all right, when we recoup the money, then the split is still in our favor. It'll be like a 90-10 split once recoupment. So it's still like, that makes more sense. Except they do little to nothing for you. They just, it's still, everything is up to us. Like we still got to create the content. Like they help playlist pitch though, but as we know, nothing's guaranteed. But besides that, they don't really do nothing else. Like L.Aliens was released on a distro deal.
Okay.
Because we had it was pretty much a re-up deal, like to buy Wack out and shit. But it was a one project deal, so we're like, yeah, here, move on to the next. We already had it too,
right?
So it was easy.
It's a great one project deal.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of that album, man. I'm very proud of it.
Where'd the green jumpsuits come from?
The green jumpsuits. So when we went to Europe, it was for 2 months, so we didn't want to pack that much clothes. Yeah. And we had done a video called Fuck the Wall where we introduced the jumpsuits and the masks, and we're like, what if we just perform in the jumpsuits and the masks every day?
Less packing.
Yeah, so we had like 5 different jumpsuits. And then
less packing. Because Zoe, she's like, I get it.
And then
you gotta think smarter, not harder. So it's like less packing. We don't gotta look all cute on stage and worry about our fits and have all that packed in fucking suitcases. And when we first introduced the suits though, I fucking hated it, bro. Because I don't know, I was just used to like dressing fly and like, you know what I mean? And then I remember we did our first show fucking wearing the jumpsuits, and it was at a fucking Blueface show. So mind you, that crowd don't really gravitate to that shit. They probably call it weirdo shit. And then somebody was like, are you guys strippers? And I was like, man, I want to rip that shit off.
I told you motherfuckers not to, because he was against
it. Y'all got me over here looking like a backup dancer.
Right. That's
I
funny.
to rip that shit off. But then it grew on me, and then I seen like, okay, maybe it just wasn't for that crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then fucking we had another tour, which was going to be in Europe for fucking 40 plus dates. And we're like, fuck yeah, we're just packed fucking 4-5 jumpsuits.
And over there, it worked like a charm. They loved it. You know what I'm saying?
It was fucking going crazy.
It looked crazy at Rhymefest LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we didn't exist on tour in Europe, right? So, and Game was like, yo, everybody gets booed. I brought Kendrick, Nipsey, YG on tour. All of them got booed. So if you get booed, don't take it personal.
Discouraged.
So we took it as a personal little challenge.
Didn't get booed once.
Not once.
Same word.
Like we're mosh pitting every night, stage diving.
He ended up bringing us on his set too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So then,
And he repaid the favor. He's on your album.
Yeah, exactly. So then we abandoned it, trying to play the LA world, and then I think once we embodied that we were different, we're like, you know what? And then we had those sculptures made of us in the jumpsuits. We're like, man, let's bring it back. I was like, let's just embrace the fact that we are abstract at times. Like on a regular day-to-day basis, we're flyer than any fucking body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but artistically, it's like, nah, let's embrace the fact that we're a little different than what's going on, at least in our regional demographic and just double down on it type shit. So we brought it back, and I think people appreciate it.
What's going on with you and No Jumper? Like I feel like this is a weird thing. Like I can't tell if Adam is being serious or not. I was watching a clip with him talking to Wack, and he was saying Wack was making him hate you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's this come from?
I think that's where it came from. The fact that Wack still shows us love, and every time he brings us up, he kind of just talks about us in this condescending way, like kind of rolls his eyes and stuff. And we're here to play ball. You wanna give us some content, we're gonna feed into it. Shit, fuck it. Like we can't be friends, let's be enemies.
Right.
It might be more beneficial to us, but we don't care. We're gonna take it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Shit.
So unfortunately, I think he is very serious, and I think because if we're feeding into it in a negative way, it's almost making him hate us more. But it's like, man, fuck you. Like you said, like, all right, we can't be friends, then fuck you then. It's like,
that's how I feel with anybody. Like, all right, we can't be friends, let's be enemies. It might be more beneficial at the end of the day.
And it's, it's the way the climate of the world is in entertainment, it's a circus, and every so often you have to entertain it, unfortunately. And fortunately, because sometimes it's funny, like one of our fans tagged up his building after because this last time he talked about us, he got very disrespectful, and I was pissed, bro. I don't know if you saw the whole clip of that.
I didn't see the whole clip. What happened?
They had like a whole 20-minute segment about us, and Wack, showing us love, and Adam don't even do research because he'll be like, oh, they don't have shows, they don't have this. It's like, bro, we've been performing 3-4 times a month all year. We just had our first headliner show, like. We still got about fucking 20 more shows the rest of the year.
Just starting next year, we already got some big things in the works.
So he does no research. He just talks out his ass because it doesn't reach his audience is dumb to it. But it's like, bro, there's more audiences than the No Jumper fucking short yellow bus audience. You know what I'm saying? And that's his audience. So he thinks like Wack is bringing it up, but it has no weight to what he's saying, because Wack's like, oh, they're top 5 in the West artists, and they're fucking the most creative guys out there. And Adam and his fucking pig brain or whatever the fuck it is up there, he doesn't think that's has any correlation to what we have going on. He thinks it's make believe. Because I do some research, bro, and you'll see like he's not talking out of his ass. We do have something going, like. So I don't know. That's a weird relationship, but shout out to our fan that tagged up his building. Fuck that fool.
Right, I saw that. Now, so I saw that, and then you guys are releasing merch. Is that part of the clapback, a limited edition?
Oh yeah, limited edition. It's only up for 48 hours. The fuck no jumper hoodie.
Yeah,
CoyoteFryer.com.
Yeah. You gotta if someone throws you an alley-oop, you gotta dunk it.
Yeah, that's very true.
We can go as long as we need to go. Like, I think they talked about us in the last episode, but I think he cut it out.
Yeah. I mean, I had no idea where that was coming from. I'm just seeing clips. I'm like, what behind the scenes, whatever is tied to that, you know? Because Wack, every time I see Wack, he's always, bigging you guys up whenever I see clips of him.
It's pretty much us feeding into it too. All right, be quiet. Us feeding into it is what he doesn't like too. Like, it's like he makes content off our name, and if we bring it up on a podcast, he gets annoyed by it. Like, oh,
this motherfucker made a whole platform and career off of internet shenanigans, and had the nerve to say that we're fucking feeding into the internet shenanigans. It's like, what? Motherfucker, your whole brand is internet shenanigans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. So, completely contradictory, but hey, free promo, any promo is good promo.
Thanks for the promo.
That's part of the journey, right? At some point, there's rap beef at some point. Somebody, every one of my favorite artists got mad at different publications. Eminem, Jay-Z, all of them got mad at the media
and
at some point.
Sometimes the media thinks they're tastemakers. Like, you're not a tastemaker. You just report the people that are making the taste. Like, you're not nothing without the artist. So,
that's a hard thing for media, I think, at this point to understand, right? Yeah. Discovery takes place on streaming now.
Right.
Discovery takes place between friends. Discovery takes place when you send a track. It's not necessarily this oh, I ended up on the blog anymore. Now I'm going to make it. You know, this isn't Two Dope Boys era. Exactly. This isn't the blog era the same way.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, so I think there's a level of humility that we all need to understand as members of the media. Like, we're great at amplifying things, sure, but I don't know if we're necessarily on our own when it's just the platform breaking people. Now, there's all these people in the media. We all do a bunch of different things. You know what I mean?
Sure. It's it's a good relationship, but artists are sensitive. You know, it comes down to that. You know, and sometimes, again, like you said, sometimes some people in the media think they are the reason the artist comes. It's like, nah, it's to help. Like, people like the conversations you have with artists, but people are tuning in a lot of times because of the artist. So I think it's when they start thinking like, we made you. That's when artists are like, man, fuck you. Right. And now since the tide has changed and the internet, artists are in charge of their own narratives. Like, I think the media is starting to evolve now to be like, even radio stations now, like they probably would never used to interview independent guys like us or underground world, but now they're embracing every part of it, you know, like, and you could tap into every world, and they're not just waiting for the record labels to tell them who to interview and shit like that.
Yeah, you guys smoked your LA Leakers freestyle.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And shout out to Just Incredible, man. That motherfucker. Then we had another interview at 2.
You guys running in time. You guys got to
fucking Doughboy's fucking blowing me up.
You guys got to go to Commerce, huh?
Hold on, let me see. How far is that?
The thing's like 15 minutes.
24.
That's not bad.
Not too far at all.
That's not bad.
We'll be a little late. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, these are most of the things I wanted to cover, but I do want to get into just some of your influences, just generally speaking. Like, if you had to put together your own top 5 for each of you, who would your top 5 be?
Yeah, that's hard.
Rap or just in general?
Rap.
You want to go first?
All right. My top 5 always changes in no specific order.
Mine's
influences or favorite? Because there's 2 different things.
Let's go favorites.
Yeah, favorites could be anywhere.
All right, this is not the best. This is my favorites.
Right.
So it's a big difference of who I think deserves it and who I'm going to throw the whole Wu-Tang Clan in there. Eminem, Nas, Big Pun, and Cypress Hill.
Word up.
My favorites, I'm going to have to go with DMX, 50 Cent, Nas, Kendrick Lamar. I want to throw another West Coast guy in there. Jadakiss.
Word up.
Yeah.
Word. Jadakiss, he's got a new album coming.
Oh,
he's working on it.
Man,
right
I think like Jadakiss never has a whack verse.
Right.
Every time I hear him spit, it's like he's got the same move, but it's just gonna hit you every time. Like,
right.
Guy.
It's like Pusha T. What's that meme? Like, do you think I want to listen to another album about Pusha T rapping about selling coke? You damn right I do.
Yeah, I do. He does a great job of it.
Yeah.
Griselda, like, I love what they do. Like, I love what Benny the Butcher does. Like, I want to hear that over and over again from those guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's what us as artists sometimes we struggle with. Like, do we want to be like that, or do we? Because we have so many layers we haven't even revealed, or do we want to take the
not
more
be kind of
outcast
boxed in
route where we do start branching out into fucking prototype and fucking, you know what I'm saying, different type of records that they might not necessarily expect from us, which we try to sprinkle. We sprinkled it on L.Aliens probably once, twice.
Yeah.
Like Splash was the only different one I think on there, but we have a whole bag in that world where it's like
more melodic stuff.
Love stuff. I have a whole fucking album of love songs that I'm like, should I release them? Should I not?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would tell people more than anything else, make sure everything falls under the umbrella of the brand.
Right.
But love is such a big topic. You know what I'm saying? Like
the biggest topic.
Everything with a heartbeat ever on this planet has experienced it. You know what I mean?
I think it's on how you package it. So if you package it properly, then people will digest it. So it's just like, all right, how do we package it where it's still on brand, but it's different, you know? So that's my homework. Like, because I want to drop a lot of these songs next year, but I just got to figure out the right packaging for it. One of them is very on brand content, subject matter wise, but not sonically. So that one, I'm curious. I want to release that as a one-off, see how it does, and see if our audience is even open to that from us. But probably next year sometime.
Yeah, you got to sprinkle a little bit of different shit to get your audience kind of used to it and be prepared. So you just don't all the way hit them left field when you drop some completely different weird shit.
Yeah,
they're kind of like used to it. Like, okay, I expect it from them. You know what I mean? So
that's how Outkast did it. They did
just
amazing.
Sprinkle a little bit of this, a little bit of that, so they're not completely caught off guard and they can still ride with you.
Word up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Word up, man. That's all I have, man. Is there anything else you guys want people to know?
Shit, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Bulletproof bags right here.
All right here, man. They're really bulletproof, man.
Say word. Are they really?
We're gonna plug the guys in, man.
Are they really bulletproof?
They're really bulletproof, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, nowadays, the way the world is in this climate, man, you never know. It's got a quick little shit, all my weed falling out. Boom. Fuck the weed though.
All the indica.
When you're getting shot at.
Bang, bang, bang. It's really a shield, so
never know, man.
I'm about to test this shit out too.
That's what's up. Okay.
All these school shooters nowadays, I might send my kids to school with one of these motherfuckers.
I mean, there might be too much truth, Let's hope not, but let's hope so.
Yeah, man. Gangways, man.
Yeah,
check it out.
That's what's up.
That's it.
Well, yo, man, Guapo, Blanco, really appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you,
bro,
for this incredible project. L.Aliens, by the way.
Thank you.
9-second applause to you guys.
I'm glad you like it, bro. It means a lot coming from a motherfucker like you that knows what he's talking about, bro. Yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers don't. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about the obstacle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I made it better.
About the small, wild motherfucker running around.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's the first action figure in an interview that I've done, so it's all happening.
This fool's like Bam Bam, you know? Bam Bam.